Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today, we're going to do how to connect with your dragon energy and magic. So here's the thing. When I was 4 or 5, I proclaimed that every year on May 3rd would be Dragon Day. This is not an official holiday in the world. This is not an international holiday. This is not even a national holiday. This is a personal holiday that I have celebrated every year on May 3rd my whole life. And it made me think about dragons and dragon magic and dragon energy. And I thought, let's do a dragon magic energy reading on the day I do the videos. So let's do this today. So we have 4 cards from the Dragon Tarot. And so you're going to pick one of these, or you're going to pick all of them, because we all have all elements within us. I have on card number 1 a malachite, which is green and represents earth. I have on card number 2, I have a citrine, which is yellow and represents air. I have on card number 3 a carnelian, which is red, representing fire. And I have a lapis lazuli on card number 4, representing water. So feel into these cards. One or more of them is going to have a message for you about how you can connect with your dragon energy or dragon magic, which is going to be like power and confidence and perhaps, magic and healing and all that good stuff, all the dragon stuff, good dragon stuff. So again, feel into the cards. I will put the timestamps in the description. Are you going to listen to a reading about earth, air, fire, or water that is going to help connect you with your dragon energy? So there we go. I will see you at the readings. Bye. Hello to all of you who chose card number 1 with the malachite for earth energy, dragon energy. So I'm going to turn the card, and we have 2 of swords. So you're at a bit of a crossroads, and it's going to be all about choice for you. Connecting with your earth. It's like a mixing elements here, because swords are, of course, normally swords are air, but I forgot that in this particular deck, swords are fire. But anyway, it's so you have chosen the earth dragon energy magic. However, this is saying there's a mutable element to it. There's like a fire element to this that is driving you forward. However, you do have a choice, and remembering that you have this choice is going to help you when you are connecting with this. Now, for the runes part, I have the Younger Futhark, which is very exciting. I haven't read from that in a while, so let's see what the Younger Futhark has to add. What do we need to know about the Younger Futhark? The Younger Futhark is only 16 runes as opposed to 24 plus blank. It is a little bit more brutal than I'm just making sure which one this is, because 2 of them look like this. A little more brutal than the Elder Futhark. It doesn't pull any punches. Of course, neither does the Elder Futhark, but but anyway, let's start with that. So your central issue with connecting with your dragon magic, those of you who chose earth energy, dragon energy magic, is we have Logr, and Logr is the rune of water. It has to do with flow. It has to do with riches, something that is flowing but is full of riches. And you could also bring in emotionality like it has with the Elder Futhark, but it's not quite so much about that. It's more about, the flow of water, the sea, and all that. So it is reversed here. So you may be in a situation where the flow is sort of in question. You're sort of, and again, if you're standing at a crossroads and you are making a choice, that's sort of where you're at. You're like, okay, we have a choice to move forward. Which way are you going to choose? And while you're doing that, and it's like the riches are held up. So let's get you past this. So leading up to this, we have Isa. Isa is the rune of ice, and like the Elder Futhark, it has to do with ice. but it has an extra. It also says you've been really brave so far, first of all, because only the brave can really face the ice. At the same time, though, there has been a bridge, and look, there's a bridge. There's been a bridge made for you to get to this point. You've had support, you've had solidity on your side, solidification of your ground so that you could make your way across. This is because in the rune poem, this has to do with where ice creates a bridge for people to go over in the winter. And also there was a reference to someone helping somebody who is blind. So you're acting as that solidity, that bridge for them. So you've had help up until this point, which is beautiful. But now you're facing a choice. What is going to help you? We have Bjarkan, and Bjarkan is the birch tree, just like in the Elder Futhark. However, what this is about, it's newness. It's not so much about birth or beginnings, but it is about newness. And there is an element of the lies that bring us luck, the lies that buy us luck, which really says to me in this case, in that it is a beginning and it is newness. It's a fake it till you make it kind of thing. And there may be a situation where the flow is being held up because there's a choice that you need to make, but it almost doesn't matter which choice you make. The important thing is that you move forward, is that you start. It doesn't matter how you start, just start. So, build yourself up the way that, however you need to just start. And that's what's going to help you the most. What isn't going to help is we have ear, and it's ear reversed, and it's in the lower line. So I can tell this is ear because my rune that is ear has a chip in it. There's two runes that look like this. But ear is the one that it's the Younger Futhark version of Ivaz, except it isn't. It's the bow. So it's basically, it's the U and it's also the bow. It's the U bow. And it has to do with sort of shooting ahead, continuity, something that leaves a mark, making your mark, progression forward, etc. There is also a fertility element to it, which is, we're not going to get into that today, but it's basically, it's like you're afraid to make your mark in the world. You're afraid to start because as long as you don't start, then nothing bad has happened. But even so, nothing good can happen either if you don't start. So it's like you're sort of hesitating to move forward and make a permanent mark in the world. But the important thing is for you to start, because you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to stand on this ledge with the dragon. So you want to move forward with the dragon. So you got to make a choice. And you got to just basically start. And if you have to fake it till you make it, I mean, it's never really fake. It's you doing your best in your new situation. So just start. You recognize that you're new. Just do it and start things flowing again. And almost right away, you're going to see positive results. We have R, which is the harvest rune in the Younger Futhark. It's abundance. It's the gift of the Vanir. So it's basically it's going to go very well for you once you start. I'm just going to move just one more line on this. Wow, I don't like to end on that one. So maybe I'll do another line after that one. So what's going to help you once things are in abundance is basically, I'm trying to think how to read this as a Younger Futhark read. If this was an Elder Futhark read, I'd be like, take care of your duties to yourself. Basically, make sure that you're taking care of yourself. And to a certain extent, that is happening. We are basically... It's Tyr's rune still. It's still Tyr. Tyr has more of the survivor aspect and the sacrifice aspect in the Younger Futhark, but it is reversed. So there may be some self-sacrifice happening. There may also be, sort of letting go of a survivor mentality, but I don't like that at all. So we're not going to go with that. Basically, I'm going to read this a little bit with the Elder Futhark thing of making sure that you're taking care of yourself, making sure that you are tending to your own duties and responsibilities. But there's also a sense of surrender to you're surrendering to receiving the abundance that's coming in, which maybe you wouldn't have otherwise. Maybe you're like, no, drive forward, take the time, surrender to the abundance that's coming in. there's a read. What isn't helping you is, exactly. You want to keep pushing forward, but savor this, because this is a wonderful moment where you have the abundance coming in after you've started. So you're just like, wow, this is really, really good. So don't push forward at that point. Take some time to spend there with the abundance there, and this is going to help you connect with your power, connect with your magic, connect with the good dragony stuff, and let that happen. Surrender to it. Your next step is we have Kaun reversed. Kaun is not like Kaunas. Kaun is, well, in that it's something that expands. It kind of is, but it's also not. Your next step is after the abundance. You may be dealing with some sore spots. We have, there, I'll leave it with that. It's an ulcer in the Younger Futhark, and reversed, it's inner, so it's like an inner, like a sore spot that you may hit. You may be like, once things are going really well, you know how it is. You start out and you may have a lucky start, and things may go really, really well, and you're like, okay, I enjoyed that. I move forward, and suddenly it's hard, which is basically where it is, because then you're basically addressing previously established sore spots. And one of the things that's going to help you with that is to acknowledge that this kind of thing is just part of life. We have Hagal, which is the rune of the hailstorm. It's hail. So it's basically, this is stuff that's been in place since the dawn of time. It's going to be difficult, but it's like just a temporary thing. It's weather. It may feel like it's killing you by 1,000 tiny points of freezing ice, but it's weather. It will pass, and it's basically, everybody deals with this. This is life. So you may be fixating for a little while on past sore spots that you still feel as like sore spots, but just remember, this is, part of life. It's something that is going to pass, and just keep moving forward, basically. What isn't going to help is, we have Madra. As I said, there's two runes that look the same, but this one's ear because it's upside down, and this one's Madra, which is up right side up. Madra is the rune of humanity in the Younger Futhark, and what it has to do with is potential. So you are feeling perhaps regrets about things that you didn't do, or maybe things that you didn't do early enough. There may be regrets. I can see this progression. Like here, okay, you're not sure, but you finally start and everything's great. And then you're like, why didn't I start before? This is terrible. I've wasted all this time. Don't beat yourself up about this. This is life. So don't worry about that you have wasted your potential, because you're using it now, and you probably couldn't have done it until now. So try not to let that worry you. Again, it's going to be some personal weather that's going to fall on you, but you're just basically going to keep moving forward, and you will come to a place where you're going to feel the riches of your life. You're going to feel the riches so much that you may be worried people will be jealous. Like, that's how, and this is very much in keeping with the earth energy magics. Just, you're going to feel very, very grounded and rich and of worth. However, you are going to worry that people are going to feel jealous, and that's one of the Younger Futhark's a bit more of a downer. But just to read it, basically, Fae is gold. So it's gold and riches. For sure, riches that are contested in the poem. But I'm going to end on a high note and say your life is going to feel a lot richer by the end of this little progression, as you are connecting with your sense of power, or your sense of magic, your sense of dragon energy, as far as earth energy goes. So that is your reading for the dragon magic energy connection thingy that I'm doing with Younger Futhark and Dragon Tarot. So for all of you who chose card number 1 with the Malachite, I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello to all of you who chose, just checking things, the second, the card number 2 in this with air. So we're going to be, it's dragon magic, it's dragon energy, but it has to do with air dragon magic and air dragon energy. I'm going to put this up here because that's east. And we're going to turn this, and we're going to see your first point of connection. So we have 5 of wands. So, engage, I think, is the positive way to read this. Five of Wands generally is like conflict, but we're sort of looking for instructions on how to connect with your dragon energy and your dragon magic. And as far as card number 2 is, it's in terms of air. And what this is saying is engage. Engage perhaps in, I don't even like debate. I don't like that kind of thing, but maybe you do. Either way, just engage. Engage with others. Maybe they have different viewpoints. Maybe this will help to build your strength or your inner strength or your resilience so that you can call on that dragon magic and dragon energy as far as air energy and air magic goes. So let's get some runes out. We are using the Younger Futhark today, and that's very exciting to me because I hardly get to use it, and I forgot. So I said, you know what, we're going to do that today. This is very exciting, and let's do it. So I'm actually going to throw down the entire reading right away because I usually let the first reading of a session show me what the shape of these readings are going to be, and then all the other ones I'm just going to build that way. I think we had 3 and 3, and then that. Beautiful. Okay, so your central issue right now is we have Sol, and Sol is the rune of the sun. It's vanquisher of darkness, so bringer of clarity, and also moving things forward. And that really ties in with just engage. Engage. This is, you who have chosen the air magic, air energy for the dragon magic and dragon energy. Engaging and getting that communication thing happening is definitely going to move things forward. And you already were. You were like ready to begin. You were like, I'm new at this, so I want to do this. And the arcane in the Younger Futhark is about its newness, its greenness, but it's also, there's an element of the lies you tell to buy you luck. So I sort of read that as fake it till you make it. So you're new and you know you're new, but you're not going to get, it's like that whole, that whole thing where what is the word I'm looking for? Dilemma? Is dilemma the word? Conundrum. Conundrum's the word I was looking for, which I know looks nothing like dilemma in letters, but that's the word I was looking for. The conundrum of you can't get experience unless you have, you can't get a job unless you have experience, but you can't get experience unless you have the job. So it's that kind of thing where you're like, I know I'm new, but in order to start, I have to pretend like I know what I'm doing. So that's where you're sort of coming from. So basically, get things rolling, get things started, shine your light, and just get things started. So Bjarkan, birch tree, newness, fake it till you make it. Just start, and then getting things rolling, moving forward. You can hear these vehicles outside. I know it because they're loud, and I have the window open because it's hot. So what is going to help you is we have R, which is the rune of the harvest. It's the Younger Futhark version of harvest, so it's abundance, it's plenty, it's I'm gonna throw in fruits of your labor, but I usually only use fruits of your labors for Yira. But it's basically like it's the gift of the Vanir. So you're going to see results like immediately just by engaging. Like as soon as you start to engage, you're going to be like, yeah, okay, now I'm feeling this magic flowing, this confidence, this power. I'm feeling this flowing now just because I started to engage. So that's exciting. What isn't going to help is I'm going to say staying in your comfort zone. We have Os, which is the Younger Futhark version of Ansu's, with a completely different meaning. It's almost like Ansu's crossed with Othala. So it's basically the god and the home of the god. So I am going to read this as staying in your comfort zone, staying in your sanctuary. That's not going to get the air magic energy flowing. So get out of your comfort zone, engage, as the card says, and get things flowing. And what's going to keep you at it is that you're going to see results almost right away. What your next step is going to be, we have Hagal, which is the hail rune. You may get a bit battered. Yes, you're going to see results right away, and that's what's going to keep you at it. But you may, as you continue on, as you learn and grow, you're going to get your lessons. Things are going to be like, wow, that hurt, that stung, there are 1,000 tiny pellets of ice hitting me. But it's temporary. It's a hailstorm, so that's not going to be forever. It's not always going to be like this, even though it stings. B, just you're going to be saying, okay, you know what? This is the way people always have been since the dawn of time, because apparently hail was put in place by Odin. So, so we're just basically going to be like, okay, that stung, but this is the way that it is. So what's going to help you at that stage where things start to sting, but you're still moving forward because you want to continue with this magic and with this energy, is we have Naldor, which is the rune of need, which is constraints. So you're basically going to be like, okay, I'm learning from this. I'm learning from where I'm getting stung, and I'm going to put some constraints on what I'm not going to just go haphazardly in, even though I had to do that just to get started anymore. But I'm just basically going to put some constraints on. I'm going to get some boundaries, get some rules, do the things that I need to do to protect myself from this. And that's going to be very important. What isn't going to help, and I have to check the back. Okay, this is ear. It's ear reversed. So ear is the rune of the bow. It's the U bow. And this has to do with continuity, moving forward, leaving your mark. You're worried that you won't be... Can people stop riding motorcycles by our window? Oh my gosh. Anyway, what isn't going to help is you're worried about that you won't be able to leave your mark. You won't be able to continue forward. And even just basically giving up and not continuing forward is not going to help you. This is your path. This is what you want to do. You want to engage. You want access to this dragon magic. So giving up is not going to help. You are here to leave your mark. You're here to move forward and have progression of things and have continuity and have a forward future. So what's going to help you with that is just basically, as you learn, you're going to set up things that are going to be things that you need to be in place so that you can move forward comfortably. And then the things that are stinging you now probably won't in the future. Your next step is we have Madra, which looks just like ear, which is why I had to check the back. Madra reversed. So Madra is the rune of humanity, but unlike the Elder Futhark, it has to do with potential. Will you do great things and ride on a ship and bring home treasure and stuff, or will you just basically contribute to dust at the end of your life? It is reversed, so I'm seeing this more as inner since it's on the path line. Your next step is you are really... Well, actually, I'm seeing this sort of like you're giving up the idea. It's not like giving up, but you're letting go of the idea of that I have to be remembered for all time, and really turning it more into, I want to be proud of myself. I want to be able to, go to sleep at night and feel like I've accomplished something. So it's going to be, you're not so interested in impressing other people, but you're more interested in making sure that you have done right by yourself. And that's what this is basically saying on your next step after you've gone through the whole stinging process. What is going to help you is we have Ur reversed. Now, Ur in the Younger Futhark is very different from Uru's in the Elder Futhark. Uru's in the Elder Futhark is the wild ox and has to do with strength and health, and is the aurochs. Ur in the Younger Futhark is drizzle and slag, and basically what it comes down to is it's something that wears you down but also hones you. It's basically washing away the waste material, and that's what's basically happened through this step. You are basically, and it's reversed, so I'm going to read this as inner. So you are honing your inner metal. You're basically washing away the slag from the inner, from your inner metal, and just basically becoming something that is very, very sharp and very, 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 very good and very, very strong. But this is basically, and this is contributing to your sense of inner worth and fulfillment of your inner potential. What isn't going to help is you, because of this having happened, you feel like you're just always about to be accosted on your path. Like, this is basically Thor's. It's the giant in the Younger Futhark. It's not just a challenge. It's just something that could just jump out of you while you're walking on the path and accost you. It's something that you want a bind rune, like a ward rune, not a bind rune, a ward rune against. It's something that you want to protect yourself from. So it's really, you're worried about this thing jumping out and going booga 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 and scaring you, and it's basically it's a worry. If that starts to drag you down, just bring yourself back up to what you are doing, which is honing your internal strength. Washing away the slag, and basically, even though you feel like you're wearing there's a certain amount of wearing down happening. You're revealing your strength within, and you're revealing your potential that is, you only have to really prove things to yourself. You're not out to prove something to the world. It's just like, to me, as long as I'm happy with what I've done, that's good. What this is going to lead you to is, we have Tyr's rune. Tyr is, of course, the warrior god. In the Younger Futhark, it's more focused on his survival and sacrifice. I'm really going to read this more as survival. You're going to get to this, you're going to go through this and you're like, you know what, I did it. I survived this. I stepped up, I engaged, and I survived. And now I am honed inside and out, and I am strong, and I am able to go forward and use my magic that I have earned. And I have the gravitas of having survived. It doesn't necessarily have to be gravitas. He was pretty cheerful in general. So anyway, there you go. For all of those of you who chose card number 2 for the air magic, for the dragon magic connection, that is your reading. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello to all of you who chose card number 3 for the dragon magic that has to do with fire magic. I'm going to move the carnelian over here because that's south, and I'm going to turn the card and we're going to see a general idea of how we're going to start with this. The star. Okay, for all of you who are focusing on dragon magic as far as it being fire magic and fire energy, your key to connecting with this dragon energy is going to be letting yourself be guided. And in that it's dragon energy, let yourself be guided by whatever you consider dragon energy to be, whatever you consider the dragons to be. Let yourself be guided, because this is the star. So let's get the Younger Futhark runes out. We have the Younger Futhark runes on bone. And we are going to... that's the first one I had for the other one. I'm going to lay down the entire reading, and then we're going to go from there. As I said in the previous one, I usually let the first reading of a session show me what the shape of the readings are going to be, and then we're just going to build the other ones for the same shape. And that's exciting. So let's get this all... This is the first time I've seen that one upright today. That's all right. It's all good. Yes. Alrighty. Oh, nice. Okay. So, fire magic, dragon magic, card number 3, people. Your central issue right now is we have Lagus. Where you are, you feel like things maybe aren't flowing as richly as you would like. We have Lagus is the water, and it's the flow, and it's the flow that's filled with riches. So water is just basically filled with riches, whether it's fish or minerals or whatever. It's all that. It's not so much about emotionality as the Elder Futhark is. It's more like the flow and riches that are within the flow. You may feel like outwardly that's not happening. You may feel like inwardly right now you have a huge flow of riches happening, but outwardly you're hoping to get that turned around. You're sort of let's see if we can get that flow of riches happening outwardly. Leading up to this, things were... I can't read this like Isa in the Elder Futhark. I am going to read it like Isa in the Younger Futhark, which this is. Isa in the Younger Futhark is also ice, but it has to do with, first of all, you have to be brave to face it, which you have been. Second of all, it's a bridge. Ice is the bridge that gets created in winter that you can walk on. It's also a solidity where you're helping somebody. So either you have helped somebody up to this point, or somebody has helped you up to this point, but also you've been very brave up to this point. And this has carried you to this point where I'm pointing now, which is now where you feel like you've got your inner flow going really nicely and it's very rich, but you want it to be outer flow. What is going to help you? We have Fae reversed. Fae in the Younger Futhark is riches and gold, but it's riches that are contested. So I'm going to read this a couple of ways. One, you may be very cautious with the worth that you feel. What might help you is like not revealing right away that you have a great amount of flow of riches happening internally for you, but also to really remind yourself, here's the flow, here's the riches. You have a lot of inner richness right now that you have a lot of richness within that is going to help you as you connect with the fire magic and the fire dragon energy. So that's basically where that is. What isn't going to help is don't give up before you start. We have Ride reversed. It's the riding rune. This is basically you also may feel like you're not being carried. Like Isa in the Younger Futhark is, as a bridge, you're being, something is supporting you. And as you move forward, you may be worried that you won't have something carrying you that was before. There's a focus in the Younger Futhark, in the rune poem, about it's riding is a pleasure for the rider, but a toil for the horse. So you got to ask yourself who's carrying who. But it's reversed in the lower line, so you may be worried that either you will lose what's supporting you, or you are hoping, you're worried about nothing carrying you forward. Or just basically if you decide to give up and not give up before you start, then that's not going to help you either. But your best thing at this current step, is to basically say, I'm not going to broadcast my wealth, my internal wealth, because people might get jealous and not know how to deal with me except hostilely. But I am going to focus on it. I am going to say, I can do this. This is going to help give me confidence because I know I have this inner wealth, because I can see the inner flow. So your next step is, we have Hagal, and Hagal is the rune of the hailstorm, and this has to do with 1,000 tiny stings of the freezing ice that's falling. So there may be a bit of sense of getting buffeted around once you start. It is weather. It is something that's only going to be temporary, and it is something that, just remember that this is always the way it is. It was put in place by Odin at the beginning of time, so I wouldn't really worry about it. What is going to help you is make sure you have a sanctuary. Make sure you have somewhere that you can go to feel at home. This is As, and As is it's sort of a combination of Ansus and Othala. It's the god and the home of the god. So go where you are the one in charge and where you feel protected and at home and in comfort. So have that. If you step out and you're letting yourself be guided, but you're also getting pinged and stung by hail, make sure you have somewhere to go to ride this out. What isn't going to help is just trying to press on. I'm a survivor, and you just keep pressing on, and meanwhile you're getting filled with holes from getting hit with ice. So don't do that. If it is a hailstorm out, make sure you have somewhere to protect your head. Get yourself somewhere where you are the one who is able to have, where you're the one in charge and where you can have sanctuary and protection. Your next step is going to be Ear. And Ear is the rune of the yew bow, and this is something that has relation to Frey, and it has to do with, there is a fertility aspect, but I'm seeing this more as it's the bow, it's shooting forward into the future, it's leaving your mark, it's progression and continuity. So now that you've ridden out the hailstorm, you're ready to not only move forward, but leave a legacy. So you are ready to shoot for the future, to leave your mark. What is going to help is make sure that you're taking care of the needs that need to be taken care of. Make sure that you're taking care of what needs to be done. This is Nauthiz is the rune of need. Sorry, it's Naldra, and it's the rune of need, which has to do more with constraints. You need to it's basically automatically reverse Nauthiz. It's like drop everything, make sure that you're taking care of things, make sure that you are, you have the boundaries you need, make sure that you have the constraints on that you need. Don't just rampantly go forward and it's like, I'm going to leave my mark in the world. Make sure you have things that you need in place. What isn't going to help is you're still hurting a bit from when you got caught in a hailstorm. We have Kaun, which is the rune of, it's an ulcer. It's not like Kaunaz, which is the fire and the torch that expands. It still expands, but it's an ulcer. So something from this part might be sort of gnawing at you. Maybe it's like a wound that you got, whether it's a figurative wound or an actual wound that you got. May be something that if you turn your focus on it, it could just overpower everything. It could just fill your entire thoughts. Try not to let that happen. Really, just basically you're focusing on getting things in place so you don't have to worry about this happening again. Taking care of your needs, and then you can just keep moving forward with this thing that you're like shooting for the future, your future plans, your legacy as you move forward with your fire magic. And what this is going to lead you to is really an end of the beginning. We have Bjarkan, which is the rune of the birch tree. It's newness. It's reversed. So reversed on the path line. So I'm just simply going to read this as you don't have to fake it anymore. You have ended your beginning. You've ended being new. You're no longer new. You are experienced by the end of this path. So that card number 3, people who chose the fire magic energy, dragon energy and magic, is your reading. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 4, people who chose the card with the lapis lazuli on it for the water dragon magic and dragon energy. And dragon magic and water dragon magic. So we're going to start by turning this. I'm going to put this down here because that's west. We're going to turn the card and see what your initial thing is for connecting with the dragon magic and the dragon energy. Can we not have there's like a motorcycle that's been going, he's shown up in every one of these readings today, and he's just driving round and round enjoying the nice weather. Who can blame him, really? But it's hot in here and I need the window open, and I just like, can you take another street, please? Oh, well, anyway, so for connecting with the water energy, right now you seem to be dealing with a situation where you feel a bit shut out. There may be surging emotions happening because of that. I'm sort of tying in both the 5 of Pentacles and the water element. You may feel like people are like, oh, well, you're not worthy of, but you may be dealing with like feelings of being shut out, basically, of lack. So how is this going to help you connect with your water energy? Well, it's certainly going to connect you with your water magic and water energy. It's certainly going to connect you with your emotions. And it's a good idea to address them because there's lack right there. So this is definitely an issue. But you definitely want to address these emotions that you're feeling. So I'm going to throw down the entire reading first. We're using the Younger Futhark today. That's exciting. I don't get to use the Younger Futhark very often. I keep forgetting. So I have no other excuse than that. I just keep forgetting that I have it and that we should be using it more because it's neat. So I'm going to throw down the entire reading right away, and then I'm going to read it from there. What do we have? Okay, what a nice ending. This couldn't have been a nicer ending for you, especially considering you're starting from a place where you're feeling shut out and a sense of lack. So, like the card says, right now where you're starting, there's a sense of maybe inner richness, but not so much outer richness, sense of outer worth. I'm pulling in a little bit of the Elder Futhark meaning for that one. But what I'm going to read it as is this. We have Fae reversed. Fae is in the Younger Futhark. It's gold, it's riches, but gold and riches that are contested. it is reversed in your central issue. So on the one hand, you may feel shut out from that. On the other side, I don't see lager anywhere, and lager is water, so that's kind of okay. Well, whatever. So, oh my gosh, the vehicles. So, your central issue here is a sense of lack, a sense of being shut out from where there are riches. And maybe you are feeling jealous and of these riches where you're seeing them where you are not. Leading up to this, you've put up with a lot of buffeting around. We have Hagal, which is the rune of Hagalaz. It's the rune of the hailstorm. It's like Hagalaz in the Elder Futhark, except it's more focused on, the 1,000 tiny stings of hail, and also reminding us that Odin put this in place in the dawn of time, and it's just part of life. So life has buffeted you around, you've gotten your 1,000 tiny stings, and now you're feeling like a sense of having been shut out, a sense of lack. How do we connect with the water magic with the dragon is coming up. First of all, we have Isa, and Isa is the rune of ice, just like in the Elder Futhark, but in the Younger Futhark it has to do with, first of all, you have to be brave to face it. And you are, because you got through it, but just sort of to hike up your courage a bit. Secondly, Isa is the rune of ice, and ice in the poem is described as the bridge that you can walk on. And there's also an element of, there's a little line about helping somebody who's blind. So it's being solid for somebody else. It's, that I'm getting a sense that what's going to help you is you're going to find the support you need, is finding someone or something that can support you, something that can be your ice bridge. And that's what's going to help you at this point. This is obviously not where you're getting supported. So find some support. Find your support in this time. What isn't going to help is you're going to be worrying about sanctuary. You're going to be worrying about where can I be the one in charge. We have As, which is the rune of, it's sort of a combination of Ansuz and Othala from the Elder Futhark. It's the god and the home of the god. So it's like sanctuary. And this is what you were basically shut out from in the Five of Pentacles. You're feeling like, you're worried about having that. You're worried about when can I have where I'm in charge? When can I have my sanctuary? And this can really drag you down, because here you are feeling this sense of lack, feeling this sense of being shut out. So what's going to help you is to find your support. Your support is not going to be here. Your support is not going to be where you got shut out. Your support is going to be where you find your support. So find that. It is there for you. And even if you have to start in a very basic way, find that. Even if you have to do it for yourself, do that. Find the support that you need. What your next step is going to be is really tending your needs. Basically, once you find your support, take care of what needs to be taken care of. Drop everything and do that. Naudr in the Younger Futhark is basically like Nauthi's reversed. It's constraint. It's drop everything and tend this need. It's like finding clothes when you're freezing, that kind of thing. So now that you've found your support, your next step is to take care of the things that you absolutely need right now. This is like drop everything and tend this. Take care of that. What's going to help you is just do it. You're a survivor. If you have to sacrifice something for that, do it. But in either way, just pick up and do it. Do the right thing. This is Tyr's rune. Tyr did the right thing, even when it cost him his hand. He basically, you may want to do other things, but right now your whole path is let's take care of the needs that need to be taken care of. And there's no better person to do that than Tyr. So do it. Do it. You're a survivor. Do what you need to do, and basically take care of things. What isn't going to help is we have Ryddo. We have Ride. The riding rune in the Younger Futhark has to do with, joy for the rider, but toil for the horse. You feel like you don't have a horse. You feel like maybe similarly to getting shut out, this is going to stick with you. This worry about, I don't have this as sanctuary. I don't have this as me saying what I get, me getting what I want. And at the same time, it's like, I don't have this support. This is not supporting me. This is supporting you. Maybe you don't have what you originally hoped for, but don't let this not being there make you feel like you don't have support. You do. You are providing it. You found it yourself. So take care of what you need to do. This is going to provide you more support. I'm just going to close this window. But I only have a few more runes left, so I'll close it later. Don't worry about it. You're going to hear the outside. So just basically take care of what needs to be taken care of. Tend your needs immediately. Your next step is we have Ur. Ur is not Uruz. Ur is not a wild ox in the Younger Futhark. Ur is drizzle and also slag. It's basically, it's something that you're going to feel like things are wearing you down. However, it's revealing what you need, what is your true metal. It's drizzle and slag. So it's basically the wearing down so that the strongness can be revealed. So it is a roundabout way strength, but it's strength by subjecting yourself to being worn down. What is going to help you is just embrace this challenge. Again, I threw in some Elder Futhark here with embrace the challenge. This is the giant. This is Thurs. It's a giant. It's the accoster on your path. You're basically by the time you get to this point, water magic people, you will, and this actually works really well with drizzle. So the water is helping you. It's cleansing you of all the things that were keeping you from being your strongest self. And so you're embracing this. You're embracing the challenges and the giants that are coming in and accosting you on your path that normally people would want a ward rune against. You are embracing that, and you're saying, no, you know what? This is going to teach me what I need to strengthen so that I can be stronger and move forward in the world with my water magic and in my water way. So that's basically with my confidence and my magic as dragon magic, to let this sort of, every time I get hit by things like this, just to let it flow off me and to help me build my strength and wash away the things that I don't need that are holding me back from being my strongest magical self. So embracing that is going to help. What isn't going to is going to help. What isn't going to help is we have Sol, which is it's a really positive rune. It's basically, it's the vanquisher of darkness and also moving things forward. And you are kind of wishing for a sunny day. But the sunny day doesn't help you grow. It does, but it doesn't, not for what you're working on. So it's sort of similar to, you're still sort of clinging to this by this point, but you've mostly gotten over it. But you're kind of wishing for an end of this, but you know you have to surrender to it and let it flow over you and let it cleanse you and let yourself reveal the metal. It's like exercise. I saw something really funny. Somebody said about exercise being like dark magic, where it weakens you when you start it, but the more you do it, the stronger you get. So it's kind of like, I'm not encouraging dark magic, but it's kind of like exercise. You need to build yourself up. You know you need to increase your strength. So you're sort of embracing the things that are going to help you do that. And even though things are hard, and even though things are challenging, things like can be really challenging for you, you know that this is making you stronger. You know that you are using it to make you stronger, because sometimes this stuff doesn't make you stronger, but it's you that makes you stronger getting through it. So this is why I'm seeing this more as after the initial thing, after the stings, I'm seeing this more as you are working on this yourself. You found your own support, you are taking care of your needs, and now you're looking at what you need to build up to wash away the stuff that isn't helping you. And in order to do that, you're setting yourself challenges that are helping you to build yourself up. And yes, you're hoping for a sunny day, but you know that right now you need to focus on washing away what needs to get washed away. And by the end of this path, this is the good news that I spoke of at the beginning. We have R, which is the harvest. You will get the results. You'll get what you set out to get This is basically the gift of the Vanir. It's the harvest. It's abundance. This is going to lead you to a very good place where you're going to get basically everything that you felt you were shut out from here. You're going to get here, and it will have been on your own terms. Like, it's not like begging from somebody else. It's basically you did this yourself, and you will get all of this. And that's the water magic. And you got to remember, even though Logger's not here, Logger is the rune of water and the sea and the flow. It's full of riches, and so water is going to be filled with riches for you. And so you go through this process to build yourself up and take care of your needs and support yourself. This is what's going to get you to where you were like, now I have a life of abundance that I always wanted, and it's better than the one I wanted when I got shut out. So all good. So that, card number 4, people, is your reading about how to connect and how you can connect with your dragon magic and energy and your water dragon energy and magic. And that is that. So I wish you all the best with that, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.